Most of the time when people are so good or something so perfect, so to speak, people don't like that, and that's exactly what you get with Steph.
Steph Curry is the most arrogant player we've had in the NBA since Michael Jordan.
The world knows Steph can't play defense.
The greatest mirage of all time.
Oh, come on.
He just is. He's not that player that everybody tries to paint him out to be.
Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! Shot clock winding down. Curry's going to have to put it up, launches it up. Shot clock. Oh, he knocks it down! Stevens behind the back. Fires a three. Oh, he puts it in! What a spectacular move! That could be the greatest move I've ever seen live. No, I'm being serious.
Not a Hall of Famer yet, though. He's not.
Why do so many people not respect Steph Curry? The doubters have been there his entire life. Despite being the son of a great NBA player, 0 major schools offered him a scholarship. His dad's college, Virginia Tech, said he could be a walk-on. So he went to Davidson and immediately led them to an amazing March Madness run to the Elite Eight. Then, as an NBA player, due to injuries and a lack of team success, the Warriors only offered him 4 years, $44 million. That was actually called risky by the media at the time. Steph has proved haters wrong his entire life, but they are still attacking his legacy. Normally, if you win 2 MVPs and 3 chips, people call you one of the best ever, but not for Steph Curry. They say he's actually a number 2. He would never have won back-to-back chips without Kevin Durant. Even the 2015 title wasn't Steph. Andre Iguodala won Finals MVP, and the Cavs were injured. They say when Steph had his chance in the 2016 Finals, he blew it. 23 points a game, 40% shooting, blowing a 3-1 lead. Instead of calling Steph a great player, they just call him a great shooter. If Steph leads the Warriors to a chip this year, though, the haters will be forced to give him that respect. So what can the Warriors do to surround Steph with the right talent? Which young players should they be willing to trade to protect Steph's legacy? It is easy to think Steph is just a great shooter because that's what gets the most attention, but there is a lot more to his game that those people miss. Nothing proves that more than the 73-win season. Not only did Steph win unanimous MVP with insane numbers, the Dubs were 22.6 points per 100 worse when Steph was on the bench. That means a historic team played like the worst team in the league without Steph Curry. How does just a great shooter do that? His dribbling is fun to watch, but it's also deadly. It allows Steph to get to the rim with multiple players guarding him. His off-ball movement sets up open shots for him and for his teammates. Steph's passing and court vision does find other shooters, and his defense is actually underrated. And I'm not saying that Steph is a great defender, but he does not fall asleep on defense like Russell Westbrook or James Harden. Oh, in the 2016 Finals when Steph underperformed, what the haters don't mention is a few weeks before he sprained his MCL and he was playing hurt. The Cavaliers threw multiple bodies just trying to stop Steph, and the other Warriors couldn't hit open shots. That game plan is for great players, not just great shooters. Scottie Pippen said it best, quote, "Steph's willingness to sacrifice for KD is one of the best stories in NBA history. Steph doesn't have the ego that some players have, and that should be celebrated." After a few down seasons because of injury and bad teammates, Steph was back on top this season. He was the MVP frontrunner 3 months in, but that changed. We could look back at this slump he's in, this moment, and say that is what saved his legacy. Before the new year, Steph was scoring about 28 points a game on 40% from 3. Since then, he has dropped to 21 points a game, 30% from 3. If this holds up, it will be by far the worst full shooting season of Steph's career, but that's a good thing. Steph is in a slump, Draymond is injured with a back issue, but the reason this is good is timing. This is all happening just before the trade deadline. There is still time to make a move. What the Warriors have been trying to do is execute their master plan, which is to win now and set up for the future. They've got Steph, Clay, and Draymond, but they also have the young guys from those bad seasons. James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. And at first, the plan was working. But now they have to make a choice. Do we want to win now or set up the future? So what will they do? Will they actually make a deal at this trade deadline? One report just came out saying the Warriors do not plan to get a center because Kevon Looney is playing so well. But at the exact same time, the Dubs GM Bob Myers said this: more patience will be exercised at the trade deadline than if we weren't doing well. But the deadline's a few weeks away and things can change. Yeah, things have changed. And to protect Steph's legacy, someone has to go. Now, out of all of the trade assets that they have, to me, just one guy stands out. Andrew Wiggins has become key to what they do. He is a good two-way player and an all-star. Jonathan Kuminga clearly belongs in this league. He's improving every single game with more and more minutes. He clearly has chemistry with the starters, and he gives the Warriors something that they don't already have: a big forward who loves contact. Moses Moody, not key to this season, but I really don't think he has trade value to bring back a winning player. But one guy who has value, who is not contributing, is James Wiseman. But why would they trade James Wiseman? He is a 7-footer who blocks shots and shoots threes, amazing in transition and finishing at the rim. The Warriors need a good center, obviously, and Wiseman will be back eventually. But when he does come back, there are major flaws. The Suns look like favorites in the West. They are deep at center with DeAndre Ayton. They have Bismack Biyombo and Jalen Smith, who both look great. Then in the East, you've got Giannis or Bam Adebayo to deal with if they get to the finals. James Wiseman needs more years to develop to deal with those kinds of players. That's just how big men are. And I know that Warrior fans think that James Wiseman is special, but it even happens with special players. Anthony Davis wasn't an MVP candidate till just under 200 games into his career. Joel Embiid pushed the champion Raptors to 7 games less than 200 games in. Nikola Jokic wasn't an all-star until about 250 games. Even if Wiseman develops as fast as AD, we're looking at the 2025 season. Steph, 37 years old, Clay and Dre, 35 years old. Wiseman still has trade value, though, to get a winning player. I don't think Kevon Looney is the answer. He might be able to defend at a higher level, but he brings almost nothing on offense. The Warriors need someone who can do both. And I think Miles Turner is the perfect trade target. A trade that works is Turner and a 2024 Pacers first for Wiseman and Kevon Looney. Turner's got a foot issue that's going to keep him out past the trade deadline, but that's actually a good thing. The Warriors don't need him to be playing well until the postseason. Reports say multiple teams have been scared off by this foot issue, and the Pacers are desperate to trade him. Golden State would trade a dead roster spot in Wiseman for one of the best defenders in the league. Those big centers are too much for Draymond to handle on his own, but Turner protecting the rim unleashes Dre to the perimeter. And I'm not going to pretend like Miles Turner is a great offensive player, but he is a good shooter. That only gets better with open shots on the Warriors. I agree that James Wiseman may be better in the future, but he's not worth keeping if it hurts the chances to win this year. When you guys are like at the championship parade, or when you see Clay, after 2 years of heartbreaking injuries, get another ring, no one is gonna care about what James Wiseman will be in 5 years. Oh, and when Steph Curry is laughing, holding up his first finals MVP trophy, you guys will be happy you did this trade. But you know who's not happy right now is Sixers fans, because they still don't have a trade for Ben Simmons, even though Joel Embiid is playing like an MVP. But crazy development here. They are not paying Ben Simmons, and he might actually be going broke. Check this video out.